They got a search warrant, which means they clearly were able to show a judge that there was probable cause to believe a crime was committed. But the police have been playing this really close to the vest.
We also don't know what David's cooperation has been with cops. We were told early on he was cooperating with cops. Now it seems kind of unclear, but it is kind of interesting because
he's not talking to cops.
The camera fades in on a darkened stage. A single spotlight cuts through the silence, illuminating the unmistakable voice of Katt Williams. His words hang in the air like smoke. You don't get this big in the industry without owing somebody. And sometimes, that debt comes at the highest price imaginable. It's the kind of statement only Katt Williams could make. Bold, confrontational, dripping with suspicion toward the powerful circles that control Hollywood and the music world. But this time he was on mind shidi wafon yuvas nantandis sonnai ni pofo mindzizi o Beyonce chi Kanye West, the usual names tied up in conspiracy whispers. No, this time he dropped a bomb on one of the music industry's most unlikely stars, D4VD. For those unfamiliar, D4VD, pronounced David, is the breakout sensation behind the hauntingly emotional track.
The LAPD spent 12 hours searching a house where David had been living. So big developments this week. Sources say they were looking for blood evidence in the house.
Romantic homicide.
And the garage. Neighbors remember seeing the Tesla regularly parked at that house, and it was abandoned and towed to an impound lot.
His voice cracked through the noise of TikTok and Spotify playlists, cementing him as Gen Z's new favorite sad boy poet. A teenager turned viral hitmaker, his rise seemed almost too good to be true. But when Katt Williams stepped into the conversation, he threw gasoline on a fire no one even knew was burning. According to Katt, D4VD's rise to fame wasn't just talent and timing. It wasn't luck. It wasn't even the power of social media. No, Katt suggested something far darker, that behind the soft-spoken lyrics and DIY music videos lies a chilling reality. That D4V may have been pressured by the so-called elites into committing the ultimate act, a killing, to protect their secrets. It's a claim that rattles the imagination. Because D4VVD, unlike many other artists accused of dark industry dealings, is barely out of his teens. He doesn't fit the profile of someone connected to hidden cabals or backstage dealings. He's quiet, reserved, the last person you'd expect to see entangled in whispers of blood sacrifices and secret silencing. And yet, here we are. To understand the weight of Katt's accusation, we have to first understand the man behind it. Katt Williams is no stranger to controversy. For years, he has been Hollywood's loudest critic.
Website, I've gone down these rabbit holes. You know, you look at these lyrics, okay, of romantic homicide. I have them right here. He has a line where he says, "In the back of my mind, I you and I didn't even regret it." One of his music videos, I think, you know, he's carrying a casket, or people are carrying a casket. He just seems to have this very sick fascination with
a comedian who doesn't just tell jokes, but throws grenades at the establishment. He's the one who accused giants of industry manipulation, who claimed that powerful figures orchestrated careers like puppet shows. While many laugh off his rants as conspiracy-driven theatrics, a loyal following hangs on every word, convinced he's one of the few willing to expose the truth. When Katt turned his attention toward D4VD, he painted a chilling picture. He spoke of elites, those unseen hands that pull the strings in entertainment, and suggested they pressured the young singer into something unthinkable. Not a metaphorical sacrifice, not a creative
said that she had a boyfriend.
That's right, that she had a boyfriend and his name was David. And the mother never really got in contact with David, like she never saw him.
She didn't know who the David was.
She had heard of him. And it seemed like the last time that she had seen her daughter was when she had gone out with
compromise. but something far more literal, something deadly. And that's where the line between metaphor and reality begins to blur. Was Katt speaking symbolically, warning us that D4VD's innocence had been crushed by the machine of fame? Or was he hinting at something that could not be laughed off? That D4VD was forced into committing an act of violence to secure his place among the stars. The idea may sound outrageous, but Hollywood history is littered with similar whispers. Artists at the peak of their careers suddenly breaking down. Stars claiming they were pressured to take part in secret rituals. Musicians vanishing, then reappearing with darker, edgier images that seem to come out of nowhere. Every generation has its theories.
And about the ages, this guy's 20, she was about to be 15, right? I mean, this is really wild how they hooked up in the first place, allegedly, and where it went from there.
From Tupac and Biggie's deaths to Kanye's erratic outbursts. And now, Katt has dragged D4VD into that storm. But who exactly is D4VD? And why would the elites have their eyes on him? Born David Burke, D4VD came from Houston, Texas, a kid who started making music in his sister's closet.
Is investigating this case. They still have not said it's a
Correct.
meaning that they don't know the cause of death. Obviously, yes, the body was dismembered and was, where the parts were in a bag that was in the Tesla, but they don't know.
Armed with little more than GarageBand and a dream. His breakout track, Romantic Homicide, wasn't polished by record labels or touched up by industry pros. It was raw, authentic. Something about its imperfections, the grainy sound, the crack in his voice, connected instantly with millions of listeners. Before long, it was everywhere. TikTok edits.
Just removed shows from his website, also forced to remove some creepy merchandise from his site. So for people who don't know, David was selling a line of button-down shirts with bloody handprints on them. And Lauren, this wasn't like a Halloween thing, right? It was because one of his biggest songs called Romantic Homicide.
YouTube shorts, Instagram reels. Teenagers in the US and the UK found themselves humming along to lyrics about heartbreak and loss. On the surface,